Hello and welcome to Non-Stop Wrestling Chat. My name is Barry and this is your Monday Night Raw review. Sorry, I had to move my daughter's lunchbox for all using YouTube. Right guys, before we get into today's show, don't forget to hit like, subscribe and that beautiful notification bell. And I'm a little bit nervous today because this is the first day that I'm recording on both Spotify, YouTube, and there's a few other kind of places you can get it. Pretty much anywhere you can get podcasts. I'm recording this just now, which is pretty fun to expand the show, see how it goes, and I'm obviously still going to keep the YouTube going. Right guys, so let's get into it. So we first kick off Raw with the obvious Hogan. Has to be there at the start, doesn't he? We then move into the Miz and Morrison show thing. That was okay, you know, it wasn't anything great. It leads to the next match, which was kind of the reason for having this segment. But I do feel I've seen this match a million times. So that's Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods versus the Miz and John Morrison. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods pick up the win here. I gave this a 2.5, guys. Like I says, I feel we've seen this match far too much. I really feel that we've seen it a lot. But it was a solid tag team match. Do you know, we could have probably seen this 2 times, 3 times, but I feel it's quite stale already. But yeah, it was a solid starter match and it was an enjoyable starter match for Raw. And there was a couple of segments with Orton. I don't know how I can't speak today. A couple of segments with Orton. You know, the gist of it was Orton didn't set fire to Bliss, which I didn't think they would have went that way. Then we get Graza, who's walking around backstage. He's there with Alicia Fox, the 24/7 championship. Obviously, he's 24/7 champion. Then he bumps into Sergeant Slaughter, Tatanka, and Mickey James. He offers Mickey a rose. Slaughter takes it and calls him a maggot. You know, it was cool just to see the legends there, but yeah. Next match is AJ Styles versus Eli with their retrospective managers. 2.5 stars. Good match. You know, this is stale and a rival for me. These guys, I don't. Obviously, we've seen it before, but just nothing special. I don't really like it. This is really stale and a rival for me. And yeah, I don't really like it that much. At the end, Riker tried to hit AJ with a guitar, and Osmus steps in to give him a kick. I think that's how you say his name. And we get Charlotte Flair being interviewed. So she's getting interviewed. She announced she's going to be in the Royal Rumble after winning it last year. You know, I hope she doesn't win it this year again. I really hope they give it to somebody more deserving or that could use it better than Charlotte. So we head into the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship, which is Charlotte and Asuka. Sorry, the WWE's Tag Team Champions, which are Charlotte and Asuka, versus Peyton Royce and Lacey Evans. Royce and Evans pick up the win here. I was surprised at that. I gave this a 2 stars. Ric Flair caused the kind of the end. It was his fault. He tripped up Charlotte. She asked him to leave him alone at the end. But really, apart from the end, this match just really didn't do anything for me at all. Next, we had Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. They're kind of talking backstage. Hulk Hogan and Jimmy Hart emerge. Hulk says, Hulk is just rambling on as he does. They're all talking about, Hulk says, oh, it's good that Drew carried the brand during this crazy time. And then Drew and Hulk ask Keith Lee, what's he going to do? Do you know, I didn't really enjoy this segment. I don't know. I'm not one of those people that hate Hulk Hogan, right? But like any time the ratings start to dip, they have a Legends Night, and then they always just pander Hogan out. You know what I mean? Like they should get somebody else. Then we had Riddle versus Bobby Lashley. Riddle picked up the win here. It was a close call at the end. I gave this 2.5. So Riddle tapped out, but the ref didn't see it. So Lashley got rolled up and Riddle got the pin, which I think was pretty cool because it's going to build into another match. I would have liked to see these two go a bit longer, and I'm hoping they do proceed with this. I hope they're going to do it into the Royal Rumble, but I hope they do definitely proceed with the Riddle Bobby Lashley stuff because I think it'll be a cool little feud, and I would like to see Riddle get the United States Championship. We then get Mark Henry making an appearance talking to Orton, and we find out Orton's going to be in the Rumble as well, which is not really a surprise. Then Mandy Rhodes and Shayna Baszler, so Baszler attacks Mandy Rose before they even get to the ring, so we didn't even get that match. Dana Brooks comes out and says that she'll now face Baszler, and then we get Dana Brooke versus Shayna Baszler, which Brooke wins. I'm not even rating this, guys. It wasn't even it didn't really make sense. I don't know, really sure what the hell happened. Why did Shayna lose? I don't know. And Flair and Orton have a segment just kind of talking bad. Orton's just kind of talking bad about Flair. I love how, because obviously Orton used to be called the Legend Killer, and he's there kind of being just around the legends. Then we got Randy Orton versus Jeffaldi. I give it a 2.5. It could have been a 3. It wasn't the best match that Orton and Hardy have had, but it was really enjoyable. These guys always put on a great show anyway. But I feel it was kind of just out of nowhere, Orton versus Hardy. Let's just put that in there. It didn't really make sense of why it's there. Orton picked up the win, of course. Then we get Alexander and Benjamin versus Lucha House Party. Lucha House Party picked up the win. I think this will be better. I didn't even rate it because it wasn't long enough. I think this would have been better if it was longer. There's story there between Shelton and Kendrick, which I'm really excited to start seeing. There's a lot that can happen there. Then we get Tori Wilson and Nikki Cross kind of having a conversation. Graza walks up to give Tori a rose. Tori sends Graza on a hunt for Cardi B. But then it's actually in a room where Boogeyman is. Graza tries to run off. R-Truth rolls him up. 24/7 champion. I really just hope they get rid of this 24/7 belt sooner rather than later. And then we get the main event. WWE Championship match. Drew McIntyre versus Keith Lee. Drew McIntyre picked up the win. 3.5 stars, guys. I thought this match was awesome. It was great. Awesome. Brilliant. Two guys put on a great show. Drew was always grabbing the win here. There was nothing that I didn't think he was going to get it. But it showed that down the road we're going to be getting Keith Lee and Drew, hopefully a little bit more, and they don't drop the ball because of the next segment when Goldberg comes out. So Goldberg comes out. Great. He kind of challenges it at Royal Rumble. Drew says no. Then Goldberg pushes him. And they get face to face. It ends the show. I think if it's me, I would, if it does go to a Royal Rumble, if they do wrestle there, they need to let Drew win. They can't drop the belt to Goldberg again and have Drew versus Goldberg again. They just need to end it there. Just do a career versus career match and let Goldberg retire or something. Because this is no. Overall, guys, I gave Raw 2.5 stars. The main event was the best thing about tonight's show. Jeff and Orton put on the matches were all quite strong, and then ring work was pretty good. The legends, it was cool seeing them there. But the worst thing had to be about Goldberg. I don't think there's a time in history that I would have told you that in 2021 I'd be sitting talking about Goldberg possibly being the world champion again. No way did I think that. Even a Keith Lee rematch for Drew at the Rumble would have been better than this. But we'll see what happens with it. Hopefully they put on a good show. That's all I can ask. Like I said, guys, the best thing about the show was the main event. It wasn't the worst Raw ever. Wasn't the best Raw ever. The legend stuff didn't really make a difference for me personally. It just seemed to be like, here's Hulk Hogan, here's Ric Flair, just these random, here's Tori Wilson, you know what I mean? Just random people just put around. It just didn't really make any difference for me. It wasn't really something that I was like, oh my god, look who it is. There wasn't a shock legend there. It was just the normal roll of legends that they normally get off the bandwagon, you know what I mean? The ones I've got on speed dial. But anyway, guys, that was the Raw review. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you, if you're listening on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts, I hope you're enjoying it as well. It's fun to sit down and kind of record these. I'm really enjoying it, and I'm also enjoying doing both as well. So guys, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you back here tomorrow for the Impact Wrestling review, and we've got a few other things coming up at the end of the week. See you later guys, enjoy the rest of your day.